Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Megan Gray, Realtor in Lexington, Virginia, and my goal is to provide you some tips and information that will help you with your home buying, selling, or just really home ownership questions. So if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. And if you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad to have you here with me again today. Today's topic, we're going to be discussing, do you need a down payment to buy a home? So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so for today, we're going to be talking about, do you need a down payment to purchase a home? In our local market, which is the Lexington, Virginia area, we have loan programs ranging from 0% down till 20% down or more. But I would recommend the first step, if you're curious about more detailed information, is to reach out to your local professional in your area that can help you get a more concrete answer on what your information is. But if you do not have a local professional, I am happy to locate one for you. Just leave me a comment letting me know your location and some contact information, maybe an email address I can reach out to you, and I will help you locate someone who can better serve you. But let's just talk about general information here with down payments. So your down payment, the old school way that down payments was based on normally 20% down in order to purchase a home, and that's the way it was in the 80s and 90s. A lot of times you had to have a higher down payment. What happened when the market changed and incomes changed and really home prices changed to make a first-time buyer kind of get phased out of the down payment ability, the banks started funding and reaching out with programs that would require a lower down payment. And these banks often start at 3% down or 2 and 3.5% down, depending on what type of loan you qualify for. I will say that these loans are there's normally guidelines surrounding these loans. Some require that you are a first-time buyer, some doesn't matter, but a lot of times the condition of the property is the number one most important thing that they look at, wanting to make sure that if you're using very little down to nothing down, that you can actually, the property itself is not in distressed condition, that it is move-in ready, and that there is enough equity in it already to be able to comfortably fund this endeavor. The other thing that you have to be cautious with, you are doing 0% down, is that a lot of times these loans will allow you not only to do 0%, but they will actually allow you to take your closing costs and roll them in with it. And the biggest thing you want to be concerned about with this is that you're not exceeding your appraised value with what you're borrowing. The bank will not allow that. They want to make sure that the value for the property is actually in the loan. So you're not going to be able to borrow $150,000 if your home is worth $100,000. And they will obviously do that by obtaining an appraisal, but it is something you want to make sure that you're cautious of. Of course, when you are working with a realtor, they're going to make sure to direct you in the best way that they can to not let that situation occur. Now, if you are looking for more loan programs like this and you do not meet one of the requirements, maybe you are looking at a distressed property, or you're looking at a property that requires, maybe you exceed the income limit for this particular property and it requires a little bit more of a down payment from you. There's also often creative ways to make a down payment work depending on the lender and what the guidelines are for that law and that state. But there's certain loans that you can use the appraised value instead of having actual cash in hand. There's also a lot of times ways for gift money to be able to be given. And if you're doing what they refer to as an arm's length transaction, maybe you're buying a home from a family member that you're related to. I think it has to be more immediate first line family. It cannot be down line, I believe. But oftentimes they can gift you the equity in their home as your down payment as well. So you just want to check and make sure that you would qualify for something like that. And it is state specific, and it also depends on the situation, but there are creative ways to do it. If you're questioning whether or not you have all the qualifications to, purchase a home without a down payment, again, reach out to your local professional. Make sure that they have the information to help you. But you would be surprised. Don't believe everything you read on the internet, and don't just assume that you do not qualify because you have little to nothing down. You want to make sure that you're checking those things because there's lots of areas that do support nothing down. And lastly, there are programs, and it's also state specific and it's area specific, that even if they don't have any 0% down, there are programs that will grant you or fund you the difference of the down payment that you would need. And the good news is that traditionally, after your first home purchase, you tend to normally have a down payment for second or third home purchases in a lot of cases. So for the first time, you might need that assistance, but maybe after that, you wouldn't have to worry about it. So I would encourage you to at least look into it if home purchasing is something that you have wanted to do for a long time and have just been too afraid that you couldn't qualify or that you could not come up with the down payment money. Please reach out, and I'm happy to answer any additional questions that you have. Leave them in the comments, and I will see if I can answer them for you. But if I cannot answer them for you, I will try to find you the resource that can. I hope you're all having a great day and cannot wait to see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.